Hi, my name is Aya. You're watching Aya Reads, and it's that time of the year again where I predict the Goodreads Choice Awards. Last year and the year before, I only did the romance category, and this year I want to do both the romance and the romantasy category. This video will be the romantasy category. And then the next video I do, which will be out Sunday, I will do the romance category. Since this is the first time I'm actually doing the romantasy category, I don't want to... Like usually I say, okay, I want to predict 15 books. The reason I started with the romantasy category is I think it's going to be a bit easier to do it because there's not as many romantasies as there are romances, but I don't want to set myself up for failure since it's the first time. So I'm going to say my goal is to predict 12 correctly. So let's get started. Let me tell you like my method of madness. As I said before, my two biggest inspiration for these videos are Meg with Books and Ashley's Little Library. Both of them do like the predictions of different categories, but they are the ones that I'm inspired by. So I'll leave both their channels down below. As far as I know, at least when I'm filming this video, they haven't posted their 2025 versions yet. So yes, like I said, let me explain my method of madness. So this is all the books I'm picking from that came out this year that have had some hype. And I'm also going to show you like my, like where I actually looked up these books from the most, I guess. So I have 45 books to choose from. And so I have to pick 20, of course. So I looked at the ratings, and these are like when I'm filming it is October 12th. And I believe like on October 10th, I think I added the ratings and the number of ratings and the number of shelvings. So these are all the ratings as of like October 10th. I looked at the number of ratings, like I said, as of October 10th. I looked at the number of shelvings because Goodreads really seems to look at that perimeter, like more than the number of ratings for some reason. I added the publication month because I feel like that will help me a bit. Like if a book has fewer ratings, but it came out like 2 months ago, that book will probably win over a book that has been out like 8 months ago and it has a bit more ratings, I guess. I don't know. We'll get to it. Then I have these points, and these points are based on a couple things. The first is the Goodreads 100 most popular books of the year. So that is this list. Yeah, basically books most frequently added to Goodreads members' shelves, and it's updated weekly. And I look at the 2025 list, and I look at the top 100. So any romantasy that is in the top 100 will get added. So for example, Onyx Storm will get added, but Sunrise on the Reaping is not a romantasy. It will not get added. Same goes for Great Beautiful Life. But Fearless is a YA, so it will not get added, but Shield of Sparrows, for example, will. So I looked at the top 100, and those get a point. Then I looked at Goodreads hit books so far. So usually this actually is a list that has a lot of books that I can cull from. But this year I was not impressed. But let's just look at the romantasy category. Yeah, so Onyx Storm, of course, you already seen that it's #1 in the top 100. Night and the Moth, Enchantress, Shield of Sparrows, Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. I added all of those, and those got a point for Goodreads hit books. I looked if a book was a previous Goodreads Choice nominee, and I feel like that will definitely help in this category, considering most romantasy books are series and longer series at that. So if a previous book in a series was a Goodreads Choice nominee, that will help me in deciding whether or not it will actually make it into my top 20. Then I looked at Amazon's best romances of 2025 so far. I believe this one, best romantasies of 2025 so far. So this was also a list that came out halfway through the year. So as you can see, Silver Elite, Onyx Storm, Night and the Moth, these are books, and Metal Slinger also, these are books we've seen before. So though any book in this list, I looked at only the adult books, so they also added some young adult. Anyway, those also get a point if they are an adult romantasy. And then I added a point for if a book was a book of the month choice or a Reese Witherspoon choice, which for the romantasy, Reese didn't pick any, and the book of the month are 2. And I also added a point if a book was diverse, or like if the author was diverse, if I knew that information. So for example, Alchemized by Senlin Yu. Senlin Yu is a diverse author. Immortal by Su Lin Tan. She's I was going to say an immortal author, sure, a diverse author. So that is where I got my information and which information I'll use to determine whether or not a book will make it on my list or not. So I figured the best indicator will be number of ratings. So let's actually sort by number of rating. So of course, Onyx Storm, this actually blew my mind when I saw it for the first time. It has almost 1.5 million ratings. Actually, let me just check. It might actually have it right now. No, not yet, but it will in a couple days probably. That is insane to me. This actually is a book that I have not read yet. I know, crazy. I still need to reread the first two, which hopefully I can before actually reading the romantasy category, because I did not say, but I am planning on doing the top 10, reading the top 10 for the romantasy category. So we'll see if I actually manage. So I already added Onyx Storm. It's obviously going to be in the top 10. In fact, this will, without a shadow of a doubt, win the romantasy category. So I already added it. Next, I'm going to add, so let's make this one green. I'm going to add Shield of Sparrows. This has been getting pretty hyped. I believe the movie rights have already been sold. The average rating is pretty high. The number of ratings is, even though like the difference between Onyx Storm and Shield of Sparrows is confounding, like is crazy to me. But also like the number of shelvings, it's 500,000. It gets 3 points. It was a Goodreads. It's obviously in the Goodreads 100 popular romances. It was also on Goodreads hit book so far, and it was in the Amazon list. So this, I believe, will definitely make it in the top 10. So let me add it. Let me look it up. Yeah. So right next to Onyx Storm, even though, like I said, the differences in number of ratings is insane. Night and the Moth also gets a lot of points, and it has over 100,000 ratings and also 500,000 shelvings. So this one also gets 3 points. I believe the same points as Shield of Sparrows got, so I will add it. And I believe, oh no, Rachel Gillick was not a previous Goodreads Choice nominee, which is crazy to me. No, I think I already looked it up. She didn't, like, she's not a Goodreads Choice nominee, but given the amount of ratings and the number of shelvings, I have no shadow, like I don't have any doubt that it will make it in the romantasy category. So let me find it. There it is. Okie dokie. And then the last one that has over 100,000 ratings is Silver Elite by Danny Francis. This one has 2 points. It surprised me that it was not in the Goodreads 100 most popular books of the year, but it was on the Amazon list, and it was also a Book of the Month nominee. People, I don't know. So I think it will make it. Yeah, which would be good for me because I already read it. All the bold ones here are books I already read, by the way. So let me find it and add it also, I guess, to the top 10. All right. Let me add Enchantra 2 because this one has 4 points. It's still in the 100 most popular books of the year. It was in the hit books. She was a previous Goodreads Choice nominee, which maybe I think it was for Enchantra. So in that case, I think it's just easier for the sequel to also be nominated, and it's also on the Amazon list. So yeah, I'll add that one for sure. Which is good for the top 10 because it does add a different color than like these darker colors. Okay, for Meadow Slinger, I'm debating because technically, so it was indie published, and in 2025, it was traditionally published. So in the past, I've noticed, so that has happened before where an indie book will get picked up by a traditional publisher. So in the past, they never really added those to the year it got picked up by the traditional publisher, but it was in the Amazon list. I think we just, oh yeah, here, right here. So that confuddles me. So I think I'm gonna leave it for now. I think I can make a good case for both adding it and not. So let's skip this one for now. Let me make it yellow, or yeah, so then I can remember to think on it later. Let me actually go for the number of points. Let me sort those. Yeah. So A Curse Carved in Bone by Daniel L. Jensen has 3 points. It was a previous Goodreads Choice nominee, I believe, with the book before this one. Let's actually look. Yeah, it was actually in 6th place. So yeah, I think they will. They just, I noticed with Goodreads, they do like to add previous Goodreads Choice nominees to this list. But let me look at the actual book. What's the book called? A Curse Carved in Bone. So it doesn't have, obviously comparing it to other books, it does have a decent number of shelvings. But I see books here that still have over 300,000 shelvings, 200,000 shelvings. So I do think, I might change my mind in a bit, but I do think it will make it. I just don't think it will get to top 10 status this time around. So let me add it to the top 20. Okay. Let's actually do this. All right. I'm debating between Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales, because it was not, oh no, wait. Yeah, it was a previous, well, it was in the hit books, but it was not a previous Goodreads Choice nominee, which also surprises me. Let me actually check for sure. Oh no, it was. Oh, it was in Reader's Favorite Fantasy. This time they put it under romantasy, I guess. Yeah. Confusion. I'm confused. Okay, let me once again just make it yellow, because I really want to look at number of shelvings now. Yeah, Alchemized, I for sure think it will make it, because it's technically, it only has 20,000 ratings, but the shelvings are very large. And I do feel like if I look at previous years, newer books that came out like a month or two before the Goodreads Choice Awards, they were in the Goodreads Choice Awards. So this only came out in September. It is a very hyped book, so I do think they will add it. I'm not sure if it will reach the top 10. Maybe it will. Simply for the fact that all the other books just have more ratings. And yes, technically Alchemized was a fan fiction before, so technically you could just vote for this if you had read the fan fiction. I don't see a lot of people doing that though, so for now I'll just put it in the top 20. A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. I think... Okay, no. Okay, so I think the reason... Let me actually look up. Let's look up the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Okay, so it was also in Goodreads Favorite Fantasy, but that was before the romantasy category was added. And it is like, if I look at a lot of Goodreads lists, like the most popular romances or most popular romantasies, this one does usually get added by Goodreads. I personally don't think, well, at least I haven't read this one yet, but I did read the first one. I don't think the first one is a romantasy technically, but I think Goodreads thinks it is. So I'm gonna add it. I think I'm gonna just put it in the top 20 because first of all, it doesn't have that many ratings. I mean, it still has a lot of ratings, but I don't think like romantasy readers will appreciate this being here. Plus, although let me once again look at The Spell Shop was in like 5th place, so I don't think they care that much. But I don't know. And also like looking at the number of ratings, I think it will be in the top 20 for now. I'll switch things up later. So how many books do I have now? 8. All right, let's check rating. Let's see if there are books. Okay, there are a lot. I don't think this will help me. Let's do a number of ratings again. Direbound. I think Direbound will make it because it has almost 60,000 ratings plus 200,000 shelving. So I think that is a lot. So we're going to add it. Direbound. Yeah. And just for the sheer number of ratings, I'll just add it in the top 10. And the same goes for Accomplice to the Villain. This book is a romantasy staple, it feels like. The other books have been definitely added. Like, it was second place last year. I believe the time before it also got pretty high. Yeah, it was also second place. So I think it will make it. Do I think it will get second place again? No, because I do think Shield of Sparrows, The Night and the Moth, those are just bigger books. But I think it will make it. And I definitely think it will make it in the top 10. So there you go. Okay, so The Night Prince is an interesting one because I'm not sure. This technically still is a indie published book, but it will get traditionally published next year. And The Wolf King technically came out last year as an indie book, but the first book recently got picked up by a traditional publisher. Like, it came out in the beginning of the year, I'm pretty sure. So I do think either The Wolf King or The Night Prince will make it because it is just a popular series. It's getting a lot of hype. A lot of people do enjoy this book. So I think it will make it. And I'll just put The Night Prince here, but I feel like it does count if The Wolf King ends up being the one that actually gets the spot. It's just the essence of, like, either like Lauren Belferman, I think that is how you pronounce it, I'm not sure, will have a spot for this series. I'm not sure if it will be the first or second book, however. So let's see. I still have 2 spots to fill in my top 10, and I still have 9 books. Okay, let's look at shelvings again. Yeah, even though I'm kind of over, like, I've been over this series ever since DNFing the second book, I do think The Primal of Blood and Bone will make it. Jennifer L. Armentrout just has been a romantasy staple ever since this series came out, and I believe she also won the fantasy category at one point with this series before the romantasy category became a thing. I don't think, like, if Jennifer L. Armentrout keeps releasing, she will just make it into this category. Although I don't think it will be top 10 because of the fact that, well, let me actually look. Let's go to, so in the 2023 category, it was in the top 4, like it was in 4th place. Yeah, but in the 2024 category, it was like 9th, which is still in the top 10. I just don't hear a lot of people talk about this series anymore that much. So I think I'm just gonna put it in the top 20. Water Moon. This one I am debating about because it has a lot of different genres. And this does sound like a book that Goodreads just loves to put in a different category, I guess. I don't know. I guess it could be for fantasy. Like, there's no really romantasy category here, but it does have fantasy and romance next to it. So I just hope that this will just get added to the fantasy category. Let me actually see when it... Okay, let's look at the top hit books and let's see if No. Okay, so it also wasn't added in the fantasy category in the hit books. But that doesn't mean anything. Let me look at Waters or Amazon. Yeah, so that is my thing. Amazon did add it to their list in the romantasy category, and Amazon and Goodreads are the same thing. I know Amazon owns Goodreads. So that, I think that is the reason why I added it. Okay, let me add it for now and we'll see. No, let me make it yellow and then we'll see later. Okay, so there are The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy and Rose in Chains. I do think both of them will make it. Yeah, I'll add both of them. Okay, The Irresistible Urge, I'll put it in the top 20. And Rose in Chains, I think I'll do top 10. Yeah. Okay, you cannot see that really well, so I'll have a, like at the end you'll get to see every single book, but just that's not where we're at right now. So how many books do I still need? 1 in the top 10 and 5 in the top 20. So still 6 books. I think I can get every book I want on there. So The Fallen and The Kiss of Dusk by Carissa Broadbent, I think it will definitely make it. This one came out in August, so it hasn't been out that long. The previous books have for sure made it in the Goodreads choice, right? I don't think she published last year. But I think in the 2023 category, she was definitely on there. Yes, 3rd place, in fact. Wait a minute. Huh? Where was... I'm confused. Oh, I do remember. I believe... Okay, I don't know. My camera caught me off. But I was debating whether or not Why the Songbird and the Heart of Stone was never a Goodreads choice nominee. And I think the reason for that is... it came out exactly around the time of the Goodreads Choice Award, so it didn't make it. I do think the 4th one will make it, and I think it will be in the top 10. So I'll just add it. So my top 10 is complete now. Now for the last 5 books in my top 20. Arcana Academy, I think, will make it. It has a lot of shelvings, not as many ratings. I think at the end of the day, the shelvings will win it over the ratings. And it is one that has been getting some buzz, so I think it will make it. Elise Kova has never been a Goodreads Choice nominee before, so, but I do think it will make it. So Arcana Academy. And I don't have any spots in the top 10 anymore, but I honestly don't think this will be in the top 10. Let's look at Goodreads nominees and see if I missed any big ones. I did. Okay, let me see. I think The Enchanted Greenhouse will make it because the previous one, The Spell Shop, did also make it, and it got pretty high. It got pretty far in that category, so let me add it. Now I am in a pickle because some of these I just really don't know. I've not read the first book. I have no idea. So, and those are Bonds of Hercules. The first book was a Goodreads Choice nominee. What Sleeps Within the Cove by Harper L. Wood. Once again, I believe... Okay, let me see. Okay, so her other series made it in 2023. And for 2024... she didn't make it. Okay, so then maybe it will not. Yeah, now we're getting to a difficult stretch. Okay, but... who did we see? Nisha J. Tooley. So in 2023, The Fate of the Sun King. Oh, sorry, in 2024, The Fate of the Sun King. And also the first book. So I think this one will make it, considering... As long as the romantasy category has been a thing, the books in this series have made it on there. So let me add it. even though it doesn't have a lot of shelvings or ratings. I'm not sure about this one, but this is a diverse author, so maybe that will be what puts this one over the edge. Although comparing to the other one, and this one has been out since March. Okay, let me make it yellow. I think I'm gonna add The Bonds of Hercules, because this is a recent release, so it doesn't have a lot of ratings, but it does have almost 100,000 shelvings. The first book was in the 2024 category, so I think they will add this one. Okay, so I still have 2 options. I don't think they'll add the Harper L. Woods one. In 2024, she was not a nominee. So I don't think so. Maybe. Let me actually also make this one yellow, I guess. It's gonna be a difficult one. Okay. The Things Gods Break does have a lot of shelvings, but not a lot of ratings. Even though, and this one came out in September. I'm not sure. Okay, we're getting into the difficult stretch here. Cursebound. Will this one make it? Yeah, I think Cursebound will make it because it's a diverse author. And it made it, and it was also in the 2023 list. It barely, like it almost made it to the top 10. So I think they will add this one. And in the same lines, The Jasad Crown. It was in the top 10 in 2023. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's make these 2 yellow. Because I'm also debating, oh sorry, I already made it yellow. The Nightshade God by Hannah Witten. The Foxglove King made it in the 2023 list. But then, okay, why not The Hemlock Queen? So that makes me think maybe they won't add it. Okay, so let me remove this. Okay, let me look at all the yellow ones and let's look at number of shelvings. I'm not sure about Metal Slinger. I already took a wild guess with the Wolf book, so I don't think they'll add this one. Watermoon, maybe. Maybe, but I don't want to add it. Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales could be, considering it did make it in the hit books. I just think there are more compelling books to add, honestly. This one I made yellow for some reason. It needed to be green. Okay, let me look. See, I don't think this is this as diverse as it could be. So let me just add the 2 diverse books. Yeah, I'm gonna just add Cursebound and The Jasad Crown. I think those 2 will make it. Even though there are other, like you could definitely make the case for other books, but I don't want to make them. So let me add The Jasad Crown and Cursebound. Okay, so this is my top 10 and my top 20. Let me see if I'm missing some big ones. No, I think like I added most, like the only bigger books with a lot of shelvings I did not add are Meadow Slinger, Watermoon, and Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. Could they make it? Yes, they definitely could. And then the ones that I added that have a bit like lesser shelvings are Cursebound and The Jasad Crown, but I'm not mad at adding them because I do think Goodreads should make their list a bit more diverse if they can. Let me see if I missed some other big books. No, I think this is a good list. Yeah, so I didn't add a Caroline Peckham or Susan Valenti. There isn't a Zodiac Academy book out this year. I think if they were adding them, it was going to be a book for that series, but I don't think they had a book for that series this year. So I think I'm okay with this top 20. So let me show you the top 10. Yeah, I think I'm okay with my top 10 and 20 being like this. So at the within the top 10 and within the top 20, there isn't really a clear ranking. I think my top 3, especially my top 2, I think I'm gonna be right about. I do think Onyx Storm will be number 1 and Shield of Sparrows number 2, but the other ones, I'm not sure. So for my top 10, I have the following books: Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry, The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, Silver Elite by Danny Francis, Enchantra by Kaylee Smith, Direbound by Sable Sorensen, Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mehrer, The Night Prince or The Wolf King by Lauren Belfreman, I may have butchered that, Rose in Chains by Julie Soto, and The Fallen and The Kiss of Dusk by Carissa Broadbent. And for the last 10 books that will round out my top 20 are A Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle L. Jensen, Alchemized by Senlin Yu, A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Songu Mandana, The Primal of Blood and Bone by Jennifer L. Armentrout, The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy by Bridget Knightley, Arcana Academy by Elise Kova, The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst, Bonds of Hercules by Jasmine Mass, The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashem, and Cursebound by Sarah L. Arifi. So that is my prediction for the romantasy category of 2025. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with my list or if you definitely think I missed a very big book. Let me know in the comments below because I'm sure I missed some very big book. Like I said, I will be doing a video reading, hopefully the top 10. So look out for that in November. And I will also be doing a very similar video to the romance category, which will be the next video I post. If you want to say that you are here, but you don't want to leave an actual comment, leave me a prize emoji. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know by leaving a like if you did. I thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.